Hello everybody, Boodlyneck here. It's time for another Mods of the Week. This week's shout out goes to Cat Jeremy from the YouTube comments. I really wish I could help you out on getting more mods on the PE version of Minecraft. I can't do that, but I can give you a shout out. Thank you so much for watching, commenting, and subscribing. We have 11 mods to go over this week. One of them is an update to a mod I already covered. It's an amazing update though. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Getting a sneak peek right now behind me, but let's get to them. If you're a completionist, a collector, or if you just like stats and data, Traveler's Index is for you. They've added a new button in the escape menu that you can use to take a look at the index. This mod lists every item and block in the game and lets you know if you've acquired it yet. It also has some very cool and very powerful sorting features. I think my favorite sorting feature is being able to see the items in the order that you got them. This works for mods and modded items too, so you can keep track of every single item in a mod pack. I love these kind of things. It adds a fun new layer to the game without really adding anything to the game. Spawn Lanterns allows you to convert soul lanterns into one of two new variants that affect mob spawns. If you use a honey bottle on a soul lantern, it turns it into a soothing lantern. Soothing lanterns grant the soothing effect on a 20 by 20 by 20 block radius. This means mobs won't spawn in light levels above 0. And if you use crying obsidian on a lantern, it turns into a crying lantern that grants the provocation effect on the same area. Provocation doubles the spawn limit and makes neutral and neutral hostile mobs target you automatically. The potato gun mod adds a fun new way to plant crops. You can use the potato gun to launch and plant any seeds or crops into a 5x5 area. The gun will use whatever you have in your inventory and should work with most modded crops too. I really like that this is both silly and useful, and I think it's a lot of fun. More Paths is a very simple mod that adds a few new paths to Minecraft. It adds path variants for coarse dirt, gravel, sand, and snow. This kind of levels the playing field if you want to live in a biome that doesn't have grass, and allows for some more texture when creating paths anywhere. Masonry Blocks is a small decorative mod that adds 3 new blocks that can add an interesting aesthetic to your stone builds. The 3 blocks added by this mod change to a connected texture when next to cobblestone and stone bricks. This is such a deceptively simple mod, it would be very easy to overlook, but it really can add a lot to your builds. I really hope the developer keeps up with this and finds ways to incorporate more blocks. Logistical Lasers allows item transfer with lasers. It's still a work in progress, but this mod has a lot of potential and it's definitely worth keeping an eye on. It's created by the legendary Direwolf20 and he plans to do a proper spotlight in the future, so you should keep an eye out on his channel for that. First off, this mod does require energy, so you'll need a mod to go along with this. I'm using Powa to get my energy. This mod is already surprisingly simple and powerful with item sorting and routing. It has a priority system and the standard white and black list, as well as filtering by mods and tags. There are plans to add auto crafting, fluid transfer, and energy transfer in the future. Depending on when you're watching this, it may already be added. This looks like it could be a complete item transfer solution without all the messy pipes and wires. And we all know that Direwolf20 definitely knows his mods, so I really don't think you can go wrong with this one. Extra TNT adds 5 new types of TNT with various explosion sizes and animations. The TNTs added are Sparkler, Fountain, Pink, Geyser, and Ultimate. These things are a lot of fun, and I could see these being a fun way to prank or mess with your friends. Easy Piglins is brought to you by the same person that brought you Easy Villagers, and it works pretty much exactly the same way. You can pick up Piglins by shift right-clicking them as long as they're not busy or angry. Once you have a Piglin, you can place it into the barterer block with a right-click, and you're all set. As long as you have some items loaded in the block that the Piglin wants, he'll barter every 6 seconds. And you can load and remove items using hoppers. The Pet Revival mod adds some items and game mechanics that allow you to save your fallen pets. With this mod installed, when a pet meets its demise, it will drop a collar or feather in the case of parrots. These will save all of the pet's data, including its name and color of collar, that you can pick up and use to revive your pet at a more convenient time or location. Use one of the newly added golden or enchanted golden items on the collar or feather to bring your fallen friend back to life. The standard golden items will revive your pet but not bring them to full health, while the enchanted versions will. This mod also allows you to feed parrots seeds to restore their health. Colored slime blocks allows you to dye slime in the crafting table to any of the 16 colors in Minecraft. Not only do they look nice, they also don't stick to normal slime blocks or slime blocks of any different color. Just like with the introduction of honey blocks, I could see these being useful in some redstone contraptions. And last but definitely not least, Biome Makeover just had a major update and added some pretty amazing new content. I recently covered this mod when it was released and went over the Mushroom Fields biome. With this update, they overhauled the Badlands biome in a very good way. The biggest change are the ghost towns. These are procedurally generated, which means each one you come across will have a unique variety of buildings and structures. Inside the ghost towns, you'll find some new loot and some ghosts flying around haunting things. Ghosts are neutral and won't bother you unless you attack them. They drop ectoplasm, which can be used to craft poltergeist blocks or to convert composting material into soul soil in a composter. As far as I can tell, poltergeist blocks can be used to haunt areas, randomly opening and closing doors, flipping levers and buttons. It seems like they can just interact with interactable items, and it looks like a redstone signal does disable them. These could be a really fun way to troll people or a good way to make a randomizer. You'll see a couple new types of cactuses in this biome, and every now and then you might have a tumbleweed cross your path. You can find some mineral-rich pay dirt near water that you can get some ore from. Scuttlers are a new lizard rattlesnake hybrid-looking thing roaming this biome that can be bred with pink petals from the barrel cactus. Patrols of bandits on horseback can be found equipped with cowboy hats, crossbows, and a unique banner. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any to spawn for me, but here's a picture from the mods page. These guys look pretty awesome. And they've added 17 gorgeous variants of terracotta bricks with stairs, slabs, and walls. And these things look fantastic. I've got to say, I'm really impressed with this mod. I think they really hit it out of the park with this update, and I can't wait to see what's coming next. That is all the time we have for this episode. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I had a fun time making it. I need to give an extra big thank you to my Patreon supporters. Their names are up on the screen right now. Thank you guys so much. I'm working on getting a Patreon-only server running at the moment. As soon as I get that up, I will let you guys know, and I'm looking forward to being able to play and hang out with you guys. So what do you guys think about the music? I put music in this episode. I had a hard time finding music that I liked, that I felt comfortable putting in the background. Did you guys notice it? Was it better? Was it worse? Let me know down in the comments. Should we keep the music or get rid of the music? This has been a crazy week for me. I spent the entire week tearing apart my entire system and putting it back together, adjusting everything that I can. My vocals have been sounding a little bit off in my recordings, and I couldn't figure out where it was. I have a picture of the knobs on my mixer board, and that way I can check at any time and make sure that they haven't changed. And they hadn't changed. They were set the same. Nothing changed. but it sounded to me like my vocals were off a little bit. I may have just been crazy, I may have been hearing things, but I spent the entire week unhooking everything, uninstalling everything, reinstalling stuff, uninstalling drivers, reinstalling drivers. I even took canned air and sprayed out every port that I was plugging things into to make sure there wasn't dust. I have a template file that I use to start all of my projects with, where I have all of my filters set up and everything set up the way I like. I recreated that file because I thought, well, maybe that's where the issue is. And honestly, I don't know where it was, but I ended up just yesterday, I ended up getting it to be where I think I'm good with it. And I may have just been hearing things. Maybe my ears are getting more trained and I just, I hear more noise now, but it sounded off just a little bit and it was driving me nuts. I might just be going crazy, but I think I've got it good now. If you've been noticing that it sounded different and I'm not just crazy, let me know down in the comments. And also let me know, does it sound good now? I appreciate any feedback that I can get. I really appreciate good constructive criticism. But I want to thank you guys again for watching this episode and for sticking around to the very end. This Biome Makeover mod is looking pretty amazing. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, you know what to do. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Keep playing, keep having fun. We'll see you guys next time.